Straighten up.
Evo? Okay. Like that?
Yes.
Hi guys. I'm back. As you can see.
Niko handsome, niko beauty. Na tena niko very delicious.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm not the same person you saw here previously in the last vlog because I'm a wife, okay? That's a big deal. By the way, today is exactly 1 week after my wedding and I've been soaking in this new season, my wife era. Before I continue, by the way, behind the camera is my husband.
Hello guys.
Soya hiyo sauti. Soya hiyo sauti. Soya hiyo sauti.
You may notice at times I shoot stuff and then napata like parts of the clip are very blurry. So since today he's around, I said wacha nifanyie ka production. Kabla mnilipe nipate pesa ya producer.
Yeah, assistant DOP.
I've given him a mic like this so that when I'm giving this story, nikifika place ni wadanganye atani correct or he can also contribute. But now he's misbehaving.
Keeping it raw and real.
Hey Lord, babe, calm down. COS down. We are here, although you can't see the second person, but he's here. We are here to give you our wedding story. The reason as to why I decided to do this wedding story is because we realized that the next video after this obviously is going to be the wedding trailer. The real wedding video is gonna be over 2 hours long and it's full of family speeches and a lot of that. So you might not be able to see the whole wedding video, but the video I'll post will give you a highlight of what happened that day. So for you guys to get a real feel of what really transpired. A lot of emotions and a lot of things were obviously not captured on the video because they were happening behind the scenes. And I want you guys to just know the exact experience, not just the cute part that was recorded, the real deal. You know what I mean? So I have a few notes over here on my phone and we're still good, Mr.
Yeah, we're
Producer?
good.
Okay,
We're good.
cool.
We're good.
We have been together for 4 years, but we've officially dated for 3. The first year, I was still, playing hard to get, and I was still in another relationship, so I couldn't, I was still working on that. So we started off in COVID year. COVID started in, babe? 2020. So 2020 is the
End
year.
of 2020.
Yeah, 2020 is the year where we were just friends. We were just talking, I had not left the previous relationship, and I'm not the kind to double deal. I'm the kind who gives a relationship its chance. Okay, so I knew the other relationship was not working, but I was still holding on to the last straws. So the moment I decided to leave, we immediately kicked off. I remember the day sikuwa niliingiza box. I had just come from house hunting in Kasarani, and hiyo siku nilishindwa kumhepa. He would plan hangouts and then I would find a way to dodge them. But that day he was like, ati uko wapi? Nakuja. And he took me to this pork joint. Inaitwa aje, babe? Inaitwa Jifiche. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless ilikuwa inaitwa tafsiri before I knew it. Yeah? Before?
Yeah. Ilikuwa inaitwa then bado ilikuwa ilikuwa Jifiche then.
Ilikuwa Jifiche. Jifiche is uko nyuma ya.
Unafichwa tu.
Imefichwa. Sorry, I'm fighting a flu. So he took me to Jifiche, and I love pork. I've never tasted better pork. We actually followed that chef to where he moved. The chef is now in Latesara. That's where we go to eat pork when we want to eat pork. Let me tell you, your pork ilikuwa chef's kiss. It was literally the best. So we talked. We talked. Alafu ilikuwa time yenye hiyo time COVID curfew ilikuwa imerudishwa to 7 p.m. Like why? 7 surely kukiwa najua. Anyway, COVID curfew ilikuwa imekuwa 7. But tulikuwa tumezoea ile curfew ya 10, si ndio? So haikuwa imeregister kwa brain yetu that hey, 2 days ago curfew ni 7. Tell me why curfew ilitupata nje. And please note, niko Kasarani because of house hunting. I'm supposed to go to where I was living at that time and it was far. Listen, curfew ilitupata nje. Anyway, I ended up sleeping at a friend's place, but we talked for like 6 hours non-stop. I lost track of time. Something clicked that day, and I literally got addicted to him, and it was just literally ours started as friendship, because even after that I was still treading carefully. You know, immediately you've left another relationship, your first instinct is not to fall in love, you know, you're still guarding your heart. So yeah, we were still friends, and I used to really love how he was never pressuring me into anything. Okay, he was pressuring me into hanging out with him literally all the time. All my weekends were taken from the moment I like started hanging out with him, but he was never pressuring me into a relationship or anything. He allowed me to heal. Literally, he healed wounds that he had not caused. So yeah, that is how we met, and that is how our love story began. Ever since, I don't know how 3 years have passed. I can't explain, but just like the way we lost track of our time that day is how I've lost track of tracking our relationship, because it's been easy, it's been fun. It's like hanging out with my best friend every day. So yeah. Our wedding story. Let's start with the planning process. Before I jump into the planning process, let me clarify that I wanted to elope. I wanted to elope. I was just like, let's go to Paris for 2 weeks, get married, come back as husband and wife, do a pretty photo shoot, uko kwa Eiffel Tower, you know? I didn't want to do a wedding the way everybody is doing a wedding. Like, ilikuwa inanikalia a little bit more of people pleasing. Like, I was doing it for them. But one thing about a relationship will make you compromise. And actually, if you're not ready to compromise, don't get into one. So, because my partner, my husband, pole, bado natrai kuzoea. So natakulia.
Hiyo story tunaweza katia hapo sasa.
Tuachie story hapo. Yes. Okay, pole. My husband.
Kwa wazee.
Turudi kwa wazee. Yes. Watu waambie wewe ni nani? Aya, my husband wanted a wedding. Acha tuseme tu yeye alikuwa anataka wedding, yeah? So later after nika hivi, of course,
not a white one though.
Yeah. Relax, unajitetea sana. He wanted a wedding, not a white wedding. At least hapo tulikuwa tuna agree. He wanted a wedding. So what we did is we went to therapy. Okay, we were still going through therapy at the time, so it was easy to go through that phase of deciding what we want. So when in therapy, our therapist made us sit back, and our therapist made us reflect. He made us sit down and understand, why are we even doing a wedding? Or why don't I want a wedding? And after going through the whys, I realized it was just, it was the thought of the process that was making me hate the wedding. It was not really about the wedding. And so what we did is we sat down, we realized the type of weddings that are there, and then there are those that, of course, we were like, yeah, no. We were sure we don't want to do 2 weddings. We were sure we want to do one large wedding. Like, ain't no way we were planning 2 events. So when we decided on which one to do, immediately the planning process started. This was, I think, a month after our engagement.
Yes.
Yeah, after we went for Akuhanda Ithige. Yeah, after the introduction process, immediately we started planning the wedding process, the wedding now. And we didn't want to take so long in the fiancé stage because we already knew what we wanted. We were like, you know what? Chonjo, twende sana. So the planning process began. I will clarify, by the way, we did a traditional wedding. We did not do a white wedding. And I know you have questions about, will you do a white wedding? What will you do about the marriage certificate? All those things, you ask for comment section. About patare IG kwa Q&A, you ask, and I will answer. But for now, let's talk about this wedding. It was a traditional wedding. It was a combination of two cultures, that is a Kikuyu Rorashio and a Kalenjin Koito. So we created an event that was more of a blend.
Yeah.
We realized the beauty of our relationship is also our cultures and diversity. So we created an event that blended the two. Haikuwa Rorashio tupu, na haikuwa Koito tupu. When you watch the wedding video, you will see,
Tuliguza Murima.
Uliguza Murima. The planning process, how was it? Whew, how was it, baby?
Tough. T for tough.
T for tough.
Acha mambo mingi ati how was it? Ilikuwa kubaya, ilikuwa noma.
Yo, the wedding process was not easy,
Yes.
honestly, because first of all, it was stressful. His family is in a whole other county. And it's not Mali, you'll be like, let me run and tell mom. No. So coordinating his family and me coordinating mine and still ensuring that these two parties are satisfied. Let's just say it took the hand of God. Some of the ups of the wedding process, of the planning process, we were financially ready for it. So there was no part where I was like, oh my God, we can't afford this, or we had a budget and we worked within it, and hata sidhani hatuku overpass, hata sidhani tulihit.
Tulipita kidogo. Okay, but now guys, I can't know exactly how much we spent because kuna kwenye haezi niambia, like maybe sahi siezi jua the Rorashio process, how much that was spent on that side. So hapo siezi jua, but zenye mimi najua zikupita. Okay, kidogo. Okay, Deco. Well, things were like twice more expensive than we thought, but still, it was within budget. The downs were his family being far. Coordinating them and having them communicate with ours was a bit of a struggle. Last minute update from your family.
Listen. Kulikuwa na last minute changes. Nitawaambia uko mbele. Oh, and by the way, I have a Kalenjin name. Ilikuwa na usiseme. Tutawaambia uko mwisho, si ndio? Haya. So who planned? Guys, I want to establish this now. I did the planning.
My wife did it.
Okay, nilikuwa nangoja ubishane.
Tulisaidiana lakini
I planned
70% alifanya.
Okay, 30% ni ya kulipa.
Hata kutembea tukienda venue, tukienda wapi kwa hiyo kazi.
I did most of the planning, the logistics, the organizations, basically moving the furniture around the house in terms of planning for the wedding. But well, he financed. All I had to do was plan, which is basically everything. And also he was really there, like where my husband was there, from taking me to venues, to taking me to meetings with service providers. Okay, alikuwa hapo like kusema, hii green si supu, no. But he was there, and I really thank God, because as much as he wouldn't have planned every tiny little bit with me, every day at the end of when he comes back home from work, he will be like, how are you? Where are we? He will ask for an update, and I would feel like, I'm not alone. You know what I mean? So yeah, we planned together. I did most of the planning. Have to give myself that, but we planned together, and yeah. Now, the one major downside of the planning process was the fact that I was unwell the better part of the end. I'm actually just recovering. I was not okay. My body was failing me. Of course, I went to hospital.
Homa ilikuja last minute.
Si homa peke.
Ni homa tu.
Si homa tu. Si homa peke. I was unwell, to be honest. You know, at times,
Kosawa inashinshin kidogo.
okay. You know, at times I think the body also knows when you are under stress. First of all, from stopping working out, I stopped working out. We both stopped working out because hata hatukuwa na hiyo time, hatukuwa na the mental capacity to, you know, commit to working out. Na sijarudi bado, muniombe tu. My body started, you know, failing me in terms of getting sick ovyo, you know. I usually have hyperacidity issues. There they were, full blown, and it's days to the wedding. It was really difficult, and I'm not gonna cry. Stalia.
To Soviet guys, watu Soviet wako wapi?
Thank you. Yeah, it was hard, obviously, because I really want to enjoy this season. I really want to be present, and here my body is like, yep, nope, I also want your attention, you know. So you can imagine I was battling nausea, I was battling headaches. At times I'm just like feeling fatigued, and I have meetings with service providers, and I was just like, oh my God, am I gonna do this? You know, I remember there's a day we were in the car and I had really craved food flani pale wisti. Inaitwaje your joint? Tamu dishes, sindo? Yeah. I had craved food hapo tamu dishes, and he took me after work and I ate and enjoyed the food. Nikasikia tu nimeshiba once, but nilikuwa nimeshakula most part of the food. Kufika kwa gari, I threw up everything. I felt it's not about the food. Like, okay, of course I love food, guys, but it's not about the food. It's about the fact that I was like, I can't enjoy this process like this. Like at that moment, I remember my husband was like, should we cancel this wedding and just give you? I was like, hey, cancel. Hey, wacha hata nimepona. But yeah, I was just like, no, we can't quit. We can't let whatever this is stop us from what we were doing. And I didn't know how much it was stressing him until one of his groomsmen, anaitwa Pato, he told me, you know, there's a day Kim told me that the only thing he really wants right now is for you to get better. And you know, Pato didn't even know Emmanuel because I wasn't posting, I wasn't saying much. Maybe mtaona tu nimepost out, nimepitia hosi, wasn't feeling unwell, got some drugs, you know, and you'll think, hiyo ni homa. But yeah, he was like, yeah, you know, he's really stressed. And I felt bad that he was also having to go through this with me, but I felt good because I wasn't feeling like this alone. I felt like there's someone helping me carry this load. And yeah, luckily, hii ugonjwa ilikuwa weird because you see, like the bachelorette weekend, I was as healthy as ever. Babe, unakumbuka? No symptoms. Ilipose. Bachelorette ilikuwa Saturday na Sunday, si ndio? I was not sick for those 2 days. Monday, back on the train. And so somehow that gave me reassurance because the bachelorette was a week to the wedding, and it gave me reassurance because I knew at least it's not gonna, I stop reggae. You know what I mean? A few days before the wedding. Now, like I was telling you guys, my health at this point, of course, siko sawa. In fact, hata ni kama the more na feel your anxiety ya kukaribia hiyo siku, the more my health is like, yeah. My body is like, yeah. Kaende. We gonna put you down, eh? So me, I just told God, you know what? This is out of my control. You can't hurry recovery. Now this is not ile unasemanga.
You can't rush.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, teacher. You can't rush. recovery. Na hii sile unasemanga hata doki akiniambia take bed rest, it's just all you need to heal. I can't take bed rest. I'm planning my goddamn wedding. And you know I didn't use a wedding planner because me ni control freak. So I wanted to be like there when everything is happening. So wedding planner hata angekuwa na kazi. So now it's like 3 days now to the wedding, yeah? My health is obviously taking a hit at this point, but nimesha, after saying that prayer, I left it on God's hand and I was like waking up and doing what's needed of me. By saa 8 nikisikia sina nguvu ingine, I will come back to the house and rest. And that is how I pushed those last days. And I can tell you for sure God didn't disappoint because there was no day nililemewa kufanya anything. Alafu, let me tell you guys, if you're planning to do a wedding, over plan, you know, overdo vitu when the wedding is still far, like a month away. Because unaona hii wiki yenye my health was like, the graph was, we are going down. Imagine I had done 99% of things. Like hata sikuwa na kitu ya kufanya. It was just picking my dress and just maybe chilling like for the day, literally. Vitu zenye sikuwa nimefanya ni vitu naweza fanya kwa simu kama make payments, you know. So luckily I didn't have a lot of pressure those last days. However, let's go to the day before. The day before, tukaenda rehearsals. Rehearsals were good, were fun. You guys saw them on the previous vlog. Our crew was there, the girls, the guys, everybody was there. We get a call from one of my uncles. And he's like, unajua, sasa tumeona. Okay, for context, let me explain something. At the venue, we had set it up in a way that there's the main ceremony tents, and then we had a tent kando somewhere far for the wazee to do negotiations and discussions. That was the initial plan. Inazima?
Naona ina blink.
Wacha tuharakishe before izime. That was the initial plan. Tell me why my uncle calls me and is like, unajua, tumeona hatuwezi fanya hizi negotiations kwa venue, lazima msichana atolewe kwao. And it's okay. Me I was like, okay, it's cool because hizi ni traditions. Hii department tulikuwa tumeachia wazazi by the way. Tulikuwa tumesema by the way, anything traditional we won't argue. Sisi tungoje tu after msichana amepeanwa. Okay, msichana ni mimi in this case. After msichana amepeanwa, tuingie tupige sherehe yetu. But anything in terms of traditions need to be followed, wafanye. See, we were like, tuambiwe tu tufanye nini, we will do. Because we wanted it to be, for them to also enjoy the seriousness of the culture. Because fact is, some of these things, sisi hatuonangi seriousness yake, but hao wanajua. So we were like, yeah, let them shine. It's their moment. They are giving away their firstborns. So, my uncle tells me, yeah, things have changed. Please note, kwetu ni Embakasi. Venue iko wapi? Kikuyu. I want you to see that distance. And we can't change anything. Setup ishafanywa. So there we were, wondering now what. Anyway, we were just like, we have to move venye iko. This is the night before. We had to move with the speed. We were feeling pressure. Now we had to like wake up more early than we had planned to, so that tufanyiwe makeup, tuende uko, nitolewe kwa nyumba, nini, and all that. And like you will see in the wedding video, it went smoothly actually. One thing I realized during this wedding planning process is be ready for changes. Don't hold anything too close to your heart ati lazima kila kitu iende. You know, me I was relaxed. My husband was not relaxed.
Extra pressure.
Ulikuwa pressure. Ndio ulikuwa unakubali kupata pressure juu kwa nini baby?
Surely ilikuwa mingi.
Hapana. Okay, I understand. But me, I was really relaxed. I wasn't picking people's calls.
I was happy for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Why were you happy for me?
Because you handled the pressure really well.
Thank you. I realized this is my day. So stajialao nipate stress. And luckily by that day, my body was A1. I was good. I was feeling good. And yeah, everything went well. Mi sikuwa nashika simu tu. I was in the moment.
Kushika simu ati mtu ani stress. Sikuwa nashika simu. Actually nilinyang'anywa simu at some point, but still sikuwa nishike hata kama ningekuwa nayo. So that is all that happened the few days before. Morning of the wedding. Service providers kept time. A big shout out to Theo, the makeup artist. A big shout out to Trinity Events. A big shout out to nani mwingine? Oh, MC TK. A big shout out to DJ Easy, the baddest. Another very big shout out to Roomway Gardens. They even had a bouncing castle, Sapo Kando, which we didn't pay for. It was there. Oh, photographers, Picasso. A big shout out to my service providers. Hakuna mtu. I'm telling you, by 6 a.m. my photographer hata ni venye alikuwa amekatazwa kuingia because it was too early. Alikuwa kwenye I was getting ready. She was there. Photographers hawakukuja late. They were there to even shoot us getting ready. There was a photography team from where I was and another team from the groom side. Wote walikuwa na photographers and videographers. And they all kept time. Hawakutuchelewesha hata kidogo. It was really a smooth morning considering hiyo kutoka sijui kwenda home kufanya nini. Hiyo like there was a lot of moving and driving around. It was amazing. Oh, and our friends, Alex, hats off. Jenny, hats off. Like our friends made sure like they were picking us, dropping us where we were supposed to be. At some point, mimi tulikuwa tuna overspeed kwa hiyo highway na by the way makarao wasione hiyo. We were hiyo Southern bypass tumepeperuka, tumefly because of time, but they were like, yeah, get in, let's go. They were picking us and dropping us and being patient with us, and we didn't hear anybody complain the whole time. My sister was the day of event coordinator, my second born sister, and God bless that girl, because Yeye together with Jenny and some of my friends who were doing the what is it called, ushering job, they were ushering that day. They did handling the pressure, managing, because just some of our guests wako kwa venue, wengine wako home kwenye mimi natolewa, so they had to manage wenye wako kwa venue, kuwa keep patient, kuwa keep entertained, kuwa keep, you know, as they are waiting for us, and they ensured food was served on time. It was amazing. Honestly, it was amazing. The team that made clothes for my bridal team, Peter and Dan, I'm happy. They looked lovely. They looked amazing. The quality was good. Like, one thing I can say for sure is God did not allow me to meet with people that would disappoint me on my day. Yani kila mtu alikuwa on their A game. You know what I mean? Baby, don't unajua kuna mtu alitu disappoint? Hakuna mtu naweza kaa hivi niseme huyu alitu disappoint. That is a blessing. Guys, that is a blessing. First of all, let me clarify. People doubled in numbers. Babe, what happened? Ulikuwa unafaa kumanage numbers on your end.
Rurasha utamanage numbers.
You had to try. Anyway, tulijaribu guys. We tried, but aki wangekuwa thao hata irivo. People doubled in numbers. Hata bahati ni venye tulikuwa tumeambia Ketara apike food in excess, because we had a feeling our wazazi wetu venye tunasumbuana kuandika hizi list za invite watapitisha numbers, and truth to the matter, walipitisha. People were a lot, but it was not an issue because bado tu walitoshea huko. Others had to stay outside the tent, but luckily the tent we had chosen is the kind that it can be opened up, and you know, watu bado walikuwa wanaona what's happening from the outside. People dance. You'll see in the video. People dance. Me, I've never seen. Yani even ule anko yangu mwenye ni uptight, alikuwa na dance reggae. I'm telling you, people had fun. You know, if you've watched my Dubai videos, when somebody asked me, would you like a wedding? And I said, naweza fanya wedding juu mimi nataka tu ikuwe bash moja kubwa. Actually, that was my reason of
you know, having a wedding. I wanted to see my people having fun, my people having a good time. That's simply what I wanted. And so seeing people partying like that with me, for me, because of me, I was like, God, thank you. This is it. Umedeliver, God. Umedeliver. Hii ndo tu kitu nilikuwa nataka. People looked amazing. The food was Mama Gift. The person that cooked is called Mama Gift. She's the caterer that cooks for all our family events, and she also cooks for really big events. So this, I think, was one of the biggest events she's done for our family, and as usual, it was delicious. Cake was from Chemu's Delight. I'm telling you, after the event, I had people being like, your cake in your cake house, your cake Cake is Chemu's Delight. Chemu bakes cakes from fresh stuff, and she delivered the design. You'll see it on the wedding video. It was absolutely amazing. We finished by 8:30 because kutoka home. Do you know, guys, tulitoka home saa ngapi? 4 p.m. Sindio?
Yeah, it was
4 p.m. Mimi hadi nilikuwa nimefika mahali niko like, hi God, Lord, what is happening? It's late. But anyway, our guests were very patient. You know, the traditional process took long because the Kalenjins also wanted to do some of their culture, uko home, nini. And they did. So we were at the venue a bit late. But imagine we were able to finish by 8:30. And luckily, tulikuwa create the tents we had chosen and the lights and the ambience that was done by Trinity Events. It was lovely. It was gorgeous. Like at night, it was even prettier than mchana. You will see on the video. Like, it was so pretty. It worked. Everything worked for our good. That's all I can say. We finished the event with my speech, which was really good. My mom is still calling me till they telling me, kainaambiwa huyo msichana wangu akini mwerevu. Because, you know, I was saying my speech of my head. Like, I was just thanking people, and everything I was saying was coming from my heart. And so, obviously, that looked like a big deal. Nikianza by the way, unajua nilikuwa naanza kutetemeka. Yeah, and I think you'll notice, you know? Yeah, because he held my back. He held my waist a little bit, and I felt a little bit calm. I'm sure probably we'll see that on the wedding video. Not sure if ile trailer mtaona itakuwa na hiyo, but kama haitakuwa, nitaenda ni crop huko niwalete. So, yeah, I was able to calm down and give my speech. That was my first speech as Mrs. Kimeli. And yeah, after that, it was the after party. We were already tired. It was already late. I left people at the venue. I left at around midnight, but people were still partying. So I was just happy. I was just like, you people, just have your fun. Mimi nimemaliza hu mwendo. I'm done. So yeah, we went home. Obviously, at that time, my body was now starting to feel like, hey, what have we been up to today? You know, I was feeling the fatigue, but I was still feeling well. I think it's the adrenaline. Hadi inaeka ugonjwa kando. After the wedding, I rested I've been resting. Like, saisi nimwambia, it's like a week after the wedding. I've been resting. Nimetoka kwa nyumba, I think once. I think nilitoka jana na nikanyeshewa. Hey, nilinyeshewa. Nairobi imeni welcome na mvua. I rested for all those days. And right now I'm feeling better apart from coughing kidogo. My body is back, I'm good. Because of also the way I was feeling, we had to push our honeymoon, you guys. We even lost some money because of some of the reservations we had made. But it's okay. We were like, it's fine. It wasn't a big deal. We had to push our honeymoon. We will definitely go once I'm totally okay. We decided to do our honeymoon in 2 parts. One in October, and then the second part probably in January. Probably in January, yeah. We will do it in 2 parts. And yeah, Mans is back to work as usual. Huyu hata Monday alikuwa ashaingia kazi. I love how hardworking you are, baby.
Thank you.
Yes, I do. He's already back to work. Mi bado sijarudi, but nitarudi next week. Yeah, I believe. Guys, I'm glad I got the kind of day I wanted. Everything was perfect. Nothing went vibaya. Our families were happy. Guy, kwanza see the gifting before I forget. Wakale wanaweza kugift. Let me tell you, I was showered with gifts. Hiyo iko kwa wedding video. Nilipewa vitu. I have so many things, and even monetary gifts. Like, our families really gave us a lot of gifts. I think they were happy because we are firstborns. This is us starting a culture for even our siblings and our generation. So they really supported us and showed us a lot of love, and I don't know, we'll forever be grateful. Guys, camera ilikufa. I need an extra battery, but battery ya camera is the price of a kidney, so we'll move on with this. Are we good, baby?
Yeah, we good. Nataka tu kukosanta kidogo.
Okay. I just want to thank my mom, my parents, and my parents in love. I just want to appreciate them because, guys, imagine bringing two very different communities, and there was no point where there was ati mvutano. It was smooth, it was perfect, it was handled. We didn't have to think about the traditional aspect of the event. See, to handle too on just making it beautiful. Then they ensured if kuna vitu zinafaa kuletwa traditionally, they were brought. Thank you so much. Everybody that attended, my guests, I would have wanted all of you, including my YouTube subscribers, to be there, but guys, budget, and we couldn't have everyone there, but those that attended, thank you so much for making our beautiful day as beautiful as it was. Thank you for not just sitting down. Thank you for blessing us with positive, high energy. Like, people were dancing. People forced us to like match up to the energy. It was us matching up to the energy, not the other way around. So it was such a blessing to have that kind of guest group in our event. Absolutely honored. The friends that assisted, the friends that ensured we were picked and dropped, the friends that were in our bridal team. It's a lot of commitment, especially financially and mentally, to be in a bridal crew. Like, a lot is demanded in terms of time, money, and mental energy. Thank you so much because you guys were there. You held our hands. A huge special appreciation. Ni appreciation ama appreciation?
Appreciation.
Hiyo ni appreciation. Appreciation ya UK. Okay. Appreciation ni Eldoret. A very special appreciation to my maid of honor, Sydney. Kai, that girl, God, she literally has so much love to give. Like, honestly, I think whoever will date that girl is just lucky, you know. She was there. She was even going for some of these meetings with service providers without me, because at times my body was just like, yep, cheers, I'm out. She was doing things in my, you know, she was representing me in a way that even better than I would represent myself. She made time. She never complained. She held me emotionally when I needed it, and God bless her. Because she's the one who was keeping the bridal team together, you know, managing them so that I don't have to do that. Sikuwahi hata enda kuona wanashonewa nguo wapi. She organized that especially for the girls. God, thank you so much, Sydney, when you watch. I love you so much, and I don't know. When God blessed me with a husband, I think he also blessed me with a sister, and I will never be able to repay you, but I can promise you that you can count on me in at least half of how you showed up for me, because I don't even know, I'm not even sure I'll ever match up to that. So thank you so much. And God bless you, baby girl. That is basically it. That is our wedding story. I'm sure people will have questions in terms of how much did you spend? What next? Are you going to the AG? Are you doing a white wedding? Blah, blah, blah. All those questions. I'll do a Q&A. You guys ask anything. Msiogope, ask anything. For as long as it's a respectful question, ask. One thing about me, I'll answer you. You can ask in the comment section. You can also come to my Instagram DM and ask me there, or I'll put a poll on IG for ask anything. You can ask, and I'll come here and do a Q&A so that I can answer everything in a nutshell. You know what I mean?
Babe, are we done?
Yes, we done.
Kuja uambie watu kitu before tuende. Guys, this guy hapendi camera.
It's been real, guys. Behind the scenes kazi ni mingi. But
Endelea
I'm
kuongea.
glad we are done. The wedding, it was awesome. I'm happy to have married such a beautiful lady that I have here. You're a blessing
To pause tuende bedroom
and I
kidogo.
love you. Okay?
Thank you, baby. I love you too. Thank you so much for holding me down during this whole process. Thank you for keeping your word and honoring me in front of my family the right way.
It was my pleasure to do so.
Ebu kuwa serious. Niko emotional, babe.
Yes, I can see.
We did it, baby.
We did it.
We did it.
Yes.
I'm so happy.
We are extremely happy. We are extremely happy. I don't know whether you can define the word extremely.
Sasa unaitwa Jacqueline Chelel.
Guys, nilipewa jina by the kabla nisahau ni Chelel. Ebu wakale mniambie hapo kwa comment section Chelel inamaanisha
nini?
Tuambieni. We want to know. Uko wamekuwa wakini support. Uko ebu waambie thank you for me.
Thank you for supporting her. Na kama uja subscribe, tafadhali.
Aki, please.
Finya tu hiyo button. Kufinya tu.
Let me tell you guys, this guy, and that's why utaona like ni kama nilianza kuvlog nikiwa kwa hii relationship. This guy is the one who pushed me. He was like, you have a talent. Ebu, go in front of the camera, do this, you love this. Because I will just record myself for Instagram and stuff, but he pushed me. He saw something in me that I was trying to suppress.